coming to you live from Kabuke on Telok Ayer Street, which specializes in the art of drinking and eating with sake. So this is actually on the second floor, so you have to make your way up from the street. And now we're trying to locate the door. Hello.
Welcome to Kabuke.
Hi.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I'm Keiji, I'll be your host for today. Chef Rio, sous chef.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi. Hello, chefs.
I'll bring you in and have a look around.
Okay. Wow. Nice space.
Thank you. So, designer from Hire. So they came up with this concept of Kabuke theatre, showcasing the art of eating and drinking with sake.
I see.
Yeah, so over here we're very big on just enjoying food with sake. And this place is like a Kabuke theatre. So you come in, it's showtime.
Wow, the fans are very, very colorful.
Yeah, they are hand painted by my designers team. Very talented people who know
Wow.
this. Yeah. So it also ties into the Kabuke theatre style because there's the feminine form of Kabuke and then there's also the masculine form. So there's a Wakoto, Aragoto. Okay, take a look. So this is also everybody's favorite space. The sofa is very comfortable.
So this is a private dining area, or can you have your food here as well?
Frankly, if you're having food, we recommend higher tables, but this is a very good space. My favorite office space actually. Look at the view. Nice conserved
Onto
shop houses.
Telok Ayer Street.
Yeah, I like to chill out here when it's quiet.
So you were saying that the fans are part of
So
theatre.
part of the basically doing showing the masculine form and the feminine form itself. So the masculine form you tend to see like a very fierce painted faces, whereas the feminine form is more like the body language of the theatre, basically showing just two different styles of theatre.
And how does this tie in with the food here?
How to tie it? Let me show you.
Okay.
Alright, so what we do is we have recommended sake tasting flights. So like Aragoto is like the masculine form. This is showing you the driest to the sweetest profiles of sake, just to give you an idea. Then a Wakoto is the feminine style, and this is where we try to show you the easy drinking sakes.
Okay.
Yep. What we like to do over here is sake tasting flights, because we believe that trying to find your favorite sake is all about tasting, and in Singapore usually you can't really do that. So we have like tasting flights. You get to pick three of each, A, B, and C. So one from each category. Other than that, you can either do 90 ml pours, 300 ml pours as well. So each category has like different grades of sake, showing you that there's value in every category and why some are more expensive.
I see you have a lot of descriptions for each sake. Is that to help people know what they're getting?
Yeah, because I think a lot of us have had experiences where you are just trying to figure out what's being said in the bottle. And a lot of places, when they serve you, they can't tell you beyond what's on the bottle as well. So this is what we're trying to do, at least give you an idea of what you're going to drink before you even order it. Because right now, you have to order by the 720 bottle and then find out how it's like. So this is basically we're trying to do things that we like.
Can you try it first before you order the sake?
So yeah, you can give like small samples. Otherwise, if you really like to try different ones, then just tasting.
So what is your favorite sake?
My favorite sake would be this two. So like Genshin's from Fukui is a very, how should I say this? There's a nice depth of flavors to it and very refreshing. So Denshin itself, the name basically describes this magical connection that people have when they start drinking sake. You know how when you're drinking can be friends with anybody at the next table. So yes, Denshin describes that magical connection. Yep, and rain, the name, basically describes the air of the brewery when it's winter time. So it's nice, cold, crisp air. So the sake itself actually reflects that profile. Very refreshing. Actually reminds you of nice, cold winter day when you drink it.
You have
Another
a whole.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, please continue.
Yes. The other one is a Casino Mori, done by a young brewer. He's only 25 years old this year. So trained by his father to take over the business, and he came up with this line, Casino Mori, showcasing Nara's prefecture, their local rice, using their local water, of course, and using one of the oldest methods called Bodai Moto of Nara Prefecture. So Nara used to be like a religious center, and sake used to be made by monks as tribute to gods. So they basically revived this method.
Okay.
And so yeah, very interesting profile.
Wow.
And this sake is actually made using eating rice rather than sake rice.
Okay.
Yes, it's a nice earthiness to it that a lot of sake don't have.
Interesting. I see a whole wall of sake behind. Can you introduce any to us? Some of your favorites or...
Yeah, so this was the Casino Mori I was talking about. And Denshin.
So two are your favorites.
Yep. Another one would be Omine. So this is a brewery that actually closed down about 50 to 60 years ago. And one of their latest generation decided to revive their family business and go into making sake again. And this is from Yamaguchi Prefecture, also using their local rice, local water. And decided to redesign the bottle as well. It actually won some design awards, just making it simple, nice to, easy to understand. So this is the Jumai Dangijo, very smooth, very easy to drink. It's sweet, reminds you of like the white peaches that Yamaguchi is famous for.
So how do you serve your sakes?
Okay, so we actually serve in 90 ml pours. And then this is the 300 ml carafe. And then if you notice, they're actually all glassware.
Yes,
So,
I did.
Yes, why we do this is, it's a wine glass. Part of the experience of sake is actually the smell, just like wine. Smell forms a big part of appreciating and enjoying sake. And also, some sake comes in different colors. So, for example, so this is one of my favorite, Tengu Mai from Ishikawa.
That is big. Is it usually this big?
This is what I'd like to call go big or go. So, if you can compare, it's a nice gold tinge
Yes,
to it.
this the one on the left is
Yeah,
more
much
yellow.
more transparent
Yes.
and clear. Yeah.
Why is
And
that
then this
so?
is a gold. So a lot of times, the clear transparent sake go through charcoal filtration. But a lot of brewers nowadays, they feel that charcoal filtration actually takes away a lot of the character of the sake. So why they used to do it is because sake used to have a lot of impurities, and this was how they removed impurities. But it took away of character, took away of flavors. So a lot of them try to not do charcoal filtration now and just retain the original character of the sake. Because color is also one of the enjoyment of sake.
So if it's in the traditional cups, you can't see the different colors.
Yeah, a lot of times. So we do have traditional cups as well for people who like them.
Okay.
So if I pour this in,
You can't see. Yeah, you can't see the color.
yeah, it's a bit harder to see now.
Yes.
Yeah, in the classic earthenware.
And this is part of the sake experience.
Yep.
Realizing
So-
that different sakes have different characteristics.
Yeah, so just like wine is about aroma, it's about how it looks. Now, of course, it's the tasting. So the shape of the glass as well helps the sake to flow, have more sake flow over your tongue so you can taste the sake better.
So it's not very different from wine, the way you taste it.
It's not very different actually. So in fact, because Japanese are big francophiles, so they took in a lot of the wine appreciation ideas as well and applied to sake. I found that it actually really elevated the enjoyment factor of sake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you do any sake and fruit pairings?
Yes. So I heard that you love cheese.
We do.
So we have a cheese platter curated by the cheese artisans.
Wow.
And we have
Please explain the cheese to us.
Okay, so Krista from Germany has a slight crystalline sweetness to it, and also a slightly creamy finish. The Le Bourgogne from France. So if you notice, there's this little black layers, actually edible ash.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so this is semi-hard cheese,
Okay.
and it used to be made such that this is the morning layer. When they after they milk the cows, this morning layer, they put like edible ash over to preserve it, and then this is afternoon's milking of the cow. So even though they don't do that anymore,
Yes,
but they just
but they
do
still
it
put
just
it in
just for the traditional look of the cheese.
Ah.
Yeah. And then the last one is actually my favorite. It's a bit like a blue cheese, but it's not. It's latte from Italy, using eel, goat, and sheep's milk. It's a very full flavoured soft cheese that's with the crackers. And this is the raisin butter that we hand carry back from Tokyo.
Yes, that's what I heard. You hand carried this. Is there a
Yeah.
story behind the raisin butter?
So one of my partners was at a bar in Kyoto, and then it was really late at night. They were really hungry after all the drinking, so they asked the bartender, "Hey, do you have any food?" I said, "Not really, but I've got this raisin butter thing." So give it to them, slice it, and give it to them on like Meiji crackers.
And it was.
I suspect they raided his like own supper stash. Yes.
And does this come with sake or?
Yep. So
I see.
just pour your sake.
So you can order the cheese board with the sake, or
Yeah.
the sake alone, or the cheese board alone.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You need to see. So
Just to make sure that I placed the text correctly.
the correct
So
sake.
this
Yes.
is Ichino Kura from Miyagi. They actually won Brewer of the Year at an International Wine Challenge this year in Europe.
Wow.
So this one
What does
is
this taste like?
super dry sake, but very smooth, unlike most super dry sake.
Okay.
Little nice bitterness and heaviness to it, with a slightly plain finish. So it's really good with the rich cheese. This is the Tengumai. So this is actually pretty rich in acidity,
Yep.
very full flavored. So goes well with the nutty, creamy, semi-soft cheese. And in fact, this sake has a little bit of passion fruit notes.
Ah.
And when paired together with the cheese, they bring out the passion fruit notes and bring out the nuttiness of the cheese.
Sounds really good. And the last one.
Last one is Josen Mizuno Gotochi from Niigata. So this is one of my favorite sake. I always go to it.
You have a lot of favorite sakes.
Yeah, very well balanced. Bit of fruitiness and then a bit of savouriness that Japanese call umami. So it matches a lot of things very easily. It's my no-brainer go-to sake most of the time actually.
The one that you introduce to people. If you're trying to introduce sake to people, is this one of the ones that you will?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's very good for beginners.
Mhm.
A little bit similar to a white wine. So easier to accept for most wine drinkers actually.
What's a common misconception people have about sake?
The hot sake is hot sake is crab sake, and that sake is an uncle's drink, which is a perception a lot of people have in Japan actually. And I've also met a lot of Japanese who don't drink sake; they just drink beer. But in fact, a lot of bars are popping up in Tokyo now to reintroduce sake as like a sake to be enjoyed in wine glasses, and it's served with like cheese platter as well, and like small little bar snacks or tapas. So
Okay.
this is also something that we like to do because in most places in Singapore, this is something that you can't find. You always have to buy a whole bottle, you can't try, and then they always serve you in like traditional glasses as well. You can't really enjoy the drink itself.
Yeah.
And also cheese is one of my biggest loves, and of course I have to do it.
It's the same as ours. So we know that cheese goes with sake. Is there any other thing? Are there other food that goes with sake too?
Okay, so in fact sake is very easy to pair with food because especially for Asian food, we have like similar taste profile, like say the savouriness, umaminess. So since we're talking about food, I think you're hungry. Chef Rio has already prepared some dishes.
Hi,
Hello.
Chef.
Hi guys.
What do you have for us?
Yeah, I
Wow.
prepared a few dishes.
That is a
some
feast.
of our best-selling dishes as well. Okay, the one you're filming now is the baby corn. So it's baby corn. I grill it with butter, sake, some sriracha hot sauce, and then I top it with meat floss for the local twist.
Wow.
Yep.
And
So you have things like this is the eire. It's the dried stingray from Japan.
dried stingray.
Yeah, sun-dried stingray.
So how
It's
do
the
they
variety.
prepare it?
They remove some of the meat, but some of the meat is still on the cartilage. And they marinate it and then put under the sun dried. And so what we do here is we grill it in the oven. And then I just serve with some mayonnaise and chili powder. Yeah, good with sake or beer or anything.
It's like the ultimate beer food.
Yeah, correct. That's
Does it
right.
taste like dried squid?
Yeah, it has the properties of the dry squid, the smell, but the texture is a bit different. It's a bit crunchy. Yeah. So the next one we have, this is the Momotaro tomato. So I use the Japanese fruit tomato, they call it. So because it's very sweet, so they call it the fruit tomato.
Okay.
And below it is the shisho pesto. I made it with shisho leaf, pine nuts, garlic. Yeah. And then we have the mascarpone cheese and hamon. And I garnish with a bit Parmesan cheese chile for a bit of crunch. Yeah, we also have the smoked salt for the tomato as well. Yeah, and some traditional dish like this nasu tenkaku. The twist is I serve it with two types of miso.
Yes, the colors are different.
Yeah, the red one is the aka miso. It's a bit more savory, and then the white one is use saikyo miso. So it brings a bit of sweetness. So sweetness, savory, yeah, different taste in each bite.
And last one.
Okay, this one is one of our favorites. This is the ginger miso infused pork belly.
Pork belly.
Yeah, I need to marinate it for at least 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, 2 days. Then pan fried, crust outside.
What do you marinate it with?
It's the miso.
Oh,
Miso, we
okay.
have the sake, ginger, a little bit of garlic. Yeah, to infuse into the pork belly.
And all these dishes go with sake.
Yes.
What sake?
Actually, we use for cooking, right? It's best to use the jumai sake without no distilled alcohol. A bit natural sweetness to the dish and extra fragrance as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. For the next dish, I will plate it for you to see.
Oh, you're plating something for us.
Yeah. Okay, this is another of our hot favorite. Okay, this is the shiso tempura, as you can see.
The shiso tempura.
Yeah. Usually you see this on sashimi platters,
Yes.
behind the fishes,
Yes.
and most of them
Don't eat it.
don't eat it, yes. Actually, the purpose of this leaf is to cleanse your palate. So, okay, this is diced scallop, Hokkaido scallop. So I mix it in with some ebiko, some cucumber, and also I finish it with truffle soyu, homemade truffle soyu. Stop it up.
So the idea behind this dish is to get people to actually eat the shiso leaf.
Yes, correct. For this playing with the textures, the colors. So let me finish this up.
What is?
Okay, this is the ikura,
Mm-hmm.
the salmon roe marinated in soyu. Brings a little savoriness to the dish. Lastly, this is the caviar. Okay.
Wow. That looks beautiful.
So this dish I recommend the guests to eat it. If they can, one mouth.
One whole mouth.
Yeah, one whole
Okay.
mouth.
So make sure you get everything all at one
Yes,
shot.
correct.
And nothing drops.
Yep. Okay, for the next one, I will plate the Wagyu donburi.
The Wagyu Don.
Yes, Wagyu don. This is my sous chef, Aaron.
Hello.
Okay,
This-
for this, I'm using the Australian Wagyu. Marbling 6 and above.
Wow.
Just the strip loin part.
Okay.
Okay. Then we do rice. So we try to cut it as thin as possible. Still medium rare, which I recommend. Okay. So the trimming, I already trim off the fats, just kind of shrimp. Then I use the trimming to render the fats, the Wagyu in its own fats, to get more extra flavor.
That's why it tastes so good. It was cooked in its own fat.
Yes. Okay, so on the rice we have some Japanese pickles, and then I'll add an onsen egg to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you serve this only for lunch or dinner?
Oh, we have this for lunch, and we also have a mini version of it for dinner. Okay, so truffle soyu, house made,
That
with a
smells
hint,
really good.
with a hint of wasabi inside. And the topping will be spring onions. This is a salted kelp, called it shio kombu, for the extra umami flavor, and also some garlic chips for crunch. Okay, there you have it.
Wow.
This is our Kabuke Wagyu bowl,
That
available
is-
for lunch and dinner.
That is quite a feast we have.
Yeah.
Are you going to show us another sake?
Well, actually, it's time to
This
cheers
is another
and
Keiji's
Ah.
favorite.
Another one of your favorites.
yeah. So like the golden hue one I showed you just now. So the Tengu Mai from Ishikawa.
Yes.
So Tengu Mai itself, Tengu is a long-nosed goblin in Japanese folklore. Mai is dance. Basically, sake is so good, the long-nosed goblin would dance after drinking it. So,
But China's word is dog. It's called goblin.
So we're ready to eat,
So now comes the important part.
Yes.
which is
Eating and drinking the
to
sake.
enjoy. Okay.
Alright, cheers guys.
Cheers.
Kanpai.
Kanpai. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Hope to see you guys again soon.